Here's my audience. Here are my note cards. My name is Hunter Huff, and my speech will be about better treatment for our veterans. Veterans are the reason that we can live our lives freely. Veterans are the people who go to distant countries and fight wars in order to keep the people back home free. Veterans have a lot of obstacles and can have a hard time, but with the help they can overcome them. I think we need to do a better job of helping our veterans on a daily basis. Veterans can have a lot of struggles after returning from their deployments or whatever they have been sent to do, especially if they go to war. They have a higher risk for poverty, homelessness, substance abuse, being in jail, and suicide rates. And I think that if we all come together and just on a daily basis help veterans, even if it's a little thing, it can make a big difference. Veterans are more likely to live in poverty than non-veterans. According to the USDA, in many areas of the nations, veterans have a higher poverty rates than non-veterans, especially in metropolitan counties. That was in the U.S. Department of Agriculture in 2023. Veterans can go through a lot of stressful events and different things that can happen to them. They can get many different mental illnesses or physical disabilities from their time over there. A lot of veterans come back from a war with post-traumatic stress disorder. This is a condition where a person might relive a traumatic event or events or even have memory flashes of it. This person might feel guilty or have mood swings. They might have insomnia, have trouble sleeping. They just multiple symptoms of it. The American Psychiatric Association states, people with PTSD have intense, disturbing thoughts and feelings related to their experience that last long after the traumatic event has ended. They may relive the event through flashbacks or nightmares. They may feel sadness, feel fear or anger, and they may feel detached or estranged from other people. People with PTSD may avoid situations or people that remind them of the traumatic event, and they may have strong negative reactions to something as an ordinary loud noise or an accidental touch. Taylor Desir, 2022. You should always, if you see a veteran struggling with something like this, you should always just reach out, let them know you're available to be with them. Even if it's just a phone call, a text message, or a cup of coffee, this could really make an impact in their day. I think there's multiple ways to help veterans. Even if you don't have to give them all your money or make thousands of dollars worth of donations, but if you find a homeless veteran on the street, maybe you could take them out for a cup of coffee, just make their day, talk to them. Or I think maybe if you want to go big, you could rent them a hotel room for the night or an apartment for a little while, but not everybody has a lot of money to do that. So I think, or you could just help them with their Veterans Affairs, Department of Veterans Affairs benefits, if they have any. Make sure they're getting the right treatment they deserve and what they need. Veterans also have an increased risk of suicide. With all the stress and effects that come with being a veteran, some of them decide to take their own lives. According to an article written by Mission Roll Call on March 29, 2023, America's Warrior Partnership recently released a striking report concluding that the veteran suicide rate is 2.4 times greater than the Department of Veteran Affairs estimates. According to AWP's findings, 22 to 24 veterans aged 18 to 64 commit suicide each day, and 18 to 20 veterans in the same age group die per day by self-injury. Combined, this points to at least 40 to 44 veterans killing themselves each day. This is terrible. 40 or more veterans die each day at their own hand because they have mental illness or physical disability, something they just can't live with. I think if we reached out to more veterans, even if you just know them, just check up on them, make sure they're doing all right, and made sure that they're doing okay, it could really help. Let them know that there's somebody out there who cares about them. Another big problem for veterans is homelessness. According to Roxanne Sheplevy, in 2015, Philadelphia became one of 15 cities in the country to reach a functional zero in the number of vets who were living on the street, meaning every veteran who wanted a home had one in the city. That doesn't mean there are not still vets in need of housing or at risk of becoming homeless. The most recent estimate from 2021 comprised 3% of all people experience homelessness. Veterans comprise 3% of all people experiencing homelessness. If you know anyone who is a homeless vet, the VMSC hotline can help. Philadelphia's Veteran Hospital has resources to help combat homelessness among veterans, and send donations to local nonprofit support homelessness Vets Incorporated, which runs on community support. The Veterans Group in West Philadelphia is a home for veterans that also offers counseling, employment assistance, and education and help for its residents. Its program, Operation Invincible, is funded by former Eagle Vince Papale. There's a whole bunch there about how you can help veterans. I'm not going to read it all. But there's also another disability that many veterans come back disabled physically or mentally. And Eric Duffin wrote in 2022, in an article in 2022, in 2021, in the United States, there are about 1.9 million veterans who had a service-connected disability rating of 70% or higher. That means there's almost 2 million veterans who are 70% disabled or higher, 70 to 100% disabled or higher. And so that means they could be mentally scarred from war or whatever, or they could have arms or legs missing, or just any injury of any kind. And so maybe if you just offered to help a veteran, you could make his day or something. That'd be easier. And then, according to the Department of Veterans Affairs, of the 40,400 veterans housed by the Department of Veterans Affairs in 2022, 2,400 returned to homelessness. So even if veterans get in housing, it's very easy for them to lose housing. So just, to make sure that they have a good place to sleep at night, or maybe take them to a shelter. One more thing that veterans have a higher risk of suffering from is addiction and substance abuse. In an article written by Jessica Miller in 2023, aside from illicit drugs, veterans may experience prescription drug abuse. Veterans injured during their service are often prescribed painkiller medication for chronic pain. Prescription pain medication is safe when used as directed by a doctor, but can be misused to get high or become addictive. Opioid pain relievers can be especially addictive. The addictive nature of opioids, combined with the mental health issues associated with military service, cause many veterans to develop addictions to these drugs. Prescription opioid addictions such as hydrocodone, oxycodone can be especially dangerous because it can lead to the abuse of illegal opioids such as heroin. That was Jessica Miller in 2023. One thing you can do to make sure you're helping veterans is throw away any old prescription medication you have to make sure it doesn't get into their hands. And if you know one's struggling with substance abuse, you can help them, get them to the proper facilities. In conclusion, veterans have sacrificed everything for us. They have been willing to put down their time, their families, and even their lives if necessary to make sure that we at home are free. So I think it's the least we can do to go out of our way, even if it's just something small, such as buying them a cup of coffee, that we can help them. I challenge you to go out and help a veteran.